Let me wiggle my buttocks into position. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Maid of Goodness. I do sincerely apologise, madam. I didn't mean to shove my face into your bust. Forgive me. Or alternatively, slap me silly. That would probably function relatively well as well. It's very quiet. So yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Maid of Sker. We have the third floor to explore and examine, and quite possibly to get ourselves beaten to death by. There is a little door here that I didn't see before in this very long bedroom. So let us see. Is that a document I may read? May I read it correctly, and not muddle it up, as I usually do? My refusal to sing has frustrated my father, but has only delayed his plans. Playing the recordings of that creature's songs via one of his mechanisms consumes him now. There must be some means to counteract it, to dull or cancel its influence, some melody or song that can act as a counterpoint, a counter to it. I will need help, but how to go about it? The risk of the song getting out is too great. Perhaps if I were to split it into pieces, the same as my father has done with his recordings, and approach 4 different composers for each part. But who to ask? My dearest Thomas, of course, but who else? Oh, I see. Now, if I remember correctly, we picked up pieces of music from a Henry Hughes and a Matilda Norton. Yes, I definitely remember Matilda from last week. She was the woman who lost her head. I don't, however, recall an Arthur Morris. Do I have a piece of music from an Arthur Morris? No, he's the one I'm missing. But I do have from myself, of course, and then from Hughes and Norton. So presumably the counter will require this additional piece of paper before it will function. So I'm not exactly going to be running a solo here. Right, I'll just go into the bathroom and hope we don't find a burning bodice in it, as we did last time. Oh, I can't remember if I showed it in how it was edited or not. I didn't realise this at the time. I only realised it upon looking at a guide. There's nothing in here, is there? No, he says looking at the wrong part of the map. Nope, there is nout. Zilch and niente. Oh well, never mind. I hope there's nobody around here who's likely to murder me. Yes, well, looking up a guide for the game in order to try and find the 4th crest piece, which was in the ship, I realised upon reading that the pipe with the handle on it where Thomas burned his hand was necessary for turning the... Yes, very creepy indeed. Was necessary for turning off the fire in the bathtub. Can I crouch in this game? Yes, I can. It struck me during editing of the last video that perhaps if I crouched I'd make less sound, which would make it easier for me to sneak around without people spotting me with their earlobes. So perhaps that would become sensible. Interesting. This seems like a child's room, judging by, well, the little blocks, and... Oh, there's a thing here I should go through. And an infernal racket I should make. I seem to have a decently well-animated shadow, which is more than you can say of your average horror game protagonist. Yes, and the teddy and the rocking horse. Perhaps this was Elizabeth's room when she was a child. Elizabeth's lyrics for countersong. Oh, goodness. Am I going to attempt to read this? No, because it's quite long, it will take forever, and I won't do it justice. So I will leave that job for somebody else. It seems to have an awful lot of references to breasts in it, which I definitely shouldn't read it, because I'll get all hot under the collar, and I'll most certainly fall over myself as I get overly excited. So you will forgive me, I hope, if, oh goodness, someone spilled tomato sauce all over the floor. Excellent. Yes, you'll forgive me if I pass by that little opportunity. Right, where are we? Okay, so we've just come through here, and here's the vent. So let's see if there's anything at the end of this corridor. I don't believe there is, other than a suitcase and a crate and some very opaque windows. I see that the upkeep of this hotel has gone down so far that they can't even afford a window cleaner. Never mind. Here is a goose, and that makes everything better. I think it's a duck, actually, now. So I stand corrected. I got my goose and ganders all muddled up. And here's another jewelled raven, which I don't believe I have the key for. Was that the same symblem which... Symblem? Symblem, there's a new word for you. Is that the same symbol which was on the door on the second floor that I remember not being able to get through. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, I can help you with something by offering you my neck, which you'd quite like to crush. However, you're rather bulbous, so I assume you're not going to be able to fit through here. Is he after me? I'll take that as a yes. Right, I'm going to wait for him to come through so that I've got as much time as possible. Except I can't see him because it's very dark, and then I'm going to run away. Oh, goodness! Right, quickly. This appears to be a schoolhouse? Why a schoolhouse? Shh. Alright, I'll be quiet. Does that mean he doesn't actually know where I am? And if I'm really quiet and perhaps don't even breathe, then he won't know where I am? Is he just patrolling? No. No, he's not. Except I'm so short, he seems to just punch straight over the top of me. Oh, goodness. Goodness, he's got a very big face. And I've now got a very small one, for he seems to have crushed it within his mittens. Oh well, that's interesting. That blackboard told me a lie. Never before has a teacher written a lie on a blackboard before. Right, should we try that again? And this time I'll try not to completely muck everything up. I apologise. I don't mean to be an absolute moron, but somehow it just happens. This is the wrong room. Thank you for the serendipitous mistake, which evidenced my claim that I am an absolute dingbat. Marvellous. Now, if you'd like to just grab this collectible again, please, there we are, and we'll just open up that. Now, is there anywhere else that I can go which doesn't involve this, essentially? Interesting. Yes, I can see that says murderer. That is Isaac. Versus that, I believe, is Abraham. Is that Prudence, perhaps? Yes, indeed. So the big family portraits. Where does this go? This presumably goes back through an area we've already been through. Might be worth having. I was going to say having one more once over this area, but perhaps not. It doesn't actually seem like we could go there. So I should either run off to the right hand here, because that wall is going to bust through here, I think. No, here, presumably, yes, because then I could go along here. There's a door there, and also a vent I might be able to get through. So I'm going to try running this way instead. And presume that this is the correct direction. I have no evidence, but I'm just going to pretend like that's definitely true. Okay, I should be able to outmaneuver him in a semi-permanently, like this. Because he'll just come this way, and then I can go this way, and then he'll go back again. Ha ha, I outwitted you, you blood-stained muppet. Right, what the hell am I doing? I'm reading this. Relax. Time is paused when you're reading books. If only that were true, then so many more of us could become so much more educated than we are. Never mind. My dearest Elizabeth, I have received your letter, and my heart is filled with concern at your words. To hear that you suffered at the hands of your father, and that he has confined you to Sker Hotel, is more than I can bear. I shall, however, respect your wishes, and set all mind and talent to completing the task you have set in composing this piece for you. I will work day and night, and when I am finished, I shall board the fastest train to you. Isn't that just charming? Move your bum, man! Oh, goodness. That was most disturbing. Okay, this is definitely locked, and there's definitely no way that I can get through it by the looks of it. Am I safe if I just stay under here? Somehow I doubt it. Can he sort of grab me? I really don't want to be at this height. Okay, yeah, he can certainly have a good go at it. Okay, right. Crying out loud. We've got to get back into this room. Okay, there's a vent there I could go through. Yes, and potentially also a door here. Okay, those look like my best targets for the time being. I'm going to wait for him to come around the corner here. And then I'm going to run as quickly as my little legs can carry me. Okay, he doesn't seem to be running yet. He's still walking, of which I'm grateful. So let me see if I can find the vent. Here it is. Because these are always my way of delaying him significantly. Because he'll have to break his way through this door, I predict. Or map piece. I should take this with me, yes. How does this help? Not very much, but there's another burrito there, which is excellent, or sausage roll, or whatever ridiculous pastry product I decided to pretend that it was. I don't know where he's coming from. Can I open this door? Seemingly not, no. Okay, so there is a blockage there, which I can't get through. I get the feeling he's going to come around that corner in a second, because he's probably walked around like this. Okay, this at least gives me an opportunity to have a quick scamper around the rest of the school room, or to completely ignore the school room and also ignore the naked bodices, whatever the plural of bodi is, and see what else we can find around here. This is not a good room to be in because it's a complete dead end. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh, there's a thing. How does that help? Precisely. Good after. Okay, good, he's seen me. I don't know why I said good, because that's really, really bad. And I'm going to run out of stamina if I am not careful. Where under the sun did I leave the vent? I left it over here. Just scoot your boot through here and rest for a moment. Everything's going to be fine. How are you today? Crying out loud. Right. So there's a room with a fountain in it and various different handles which can be pulled. Interesting. I'm going to give him a minute in order to see if he can get a short ways over here. And then I'm going to go back and see if pulling those levers must do something. Perhaps I need to pull them in a certain sequence, or perhaps those bells that we heard are a pattern I need to recreate, as was the case with the ship puzzle. So it sounds as if he's quite close. Yep, my ears did not deceive me today. There we go. Just bring my bum through there and never push it back. Okay, let's see. What does this do? That makes a sound over there. Or perhaps it's that bell there. You don't think this bell could be more important than I realise? Because obviously these enemies are very sound-based, so maybe making a big noise right above him would hurt him or frighten him. Or giddy, that frightened me seeing that out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, I'm going to try and lure him into this corner and then run over there and activate that immediately in the hope that he'll be standing right underneath it when I do. Right, come on, you big bully. You shan't be having a bully day. That did not work. Should we try again? This does not seem to be working. I don't know why I came up with this idea, because it's clearly a terrible one. Okay, I have got absolutely no idea what I'm doing at this stage. Okay, perhaps we should go down here and have a look at this, because it looks like this might be a sort of a stairwell or something that we could make use of. So I feel like I should come back through here and then scamper along here and down here. But I'm going to need to wait for our friend here to return. So... oh, he's gone for a scamper again. He's going for a scampering. I appreciate that, because it means I don't need to do a jump cut. Giddy aunt still scares the life out of me, though. Okay, right. Quick as you can, quick as we can. It was this way, right? Yes, it's at the end of here. Oh, no, but this is the door which is locked. Dag, nay, but... so what do I do? What do I do? I do not know what to do. There must be something of importance here, because... yes, I feel like getting into here is probably the key thing, because this staircase here might lead us to the attic, which is what we're trying to do. Opening this door wouldn't do me any good, because I can get back into this area by just sort of looping back the way I came in. This door might be of use to me. And again, opening this door isn't much use to me either. and opening this door would also unlock something on the second floor. So I'm a little lost as to precisely what it is I need to do to progress, but there must be something with those bells, so give me a moment. Perhaps much more than a moment. Yes, give me a moment. I shall mess around. I shall press all the wrong buttons in a distinct row. Ooh, giddy on, and I'll get my brain cracked open. I will just do a bit of trial and error with the bell and see if I can figure out what exactly it's supposed to do, because it clearly does something of importance, but goodness only knows what it is. Oh, you just do them both quite quickly and then the door opens. Oh, good. I massively overcomplicated everything in an unnecessarily contrived manner. Tremendous! Hello, darling. Right then. Oh dear, his big stinky feet are still chasing after me. Alright, let's have a listen to this so we don't have to listen to him anymore. Talk about a broken record player. Right then, it strikes me that hiding in a room from a sound-based enemy was a sensible plan. Playing a piece of music in the room where I was hiding from the sound-based enemy was a really stupid plan. Sounds like he's right on top of me. Okay, where am I? I'm here. So there's a door directly in front of me, and there's a door to the left. I probably shouldn't be running everywhere, but I genuinely don't think it's possible to actually escape this guy. Oh, there's the thing. Oh, maybe I should try using the weapon on him. Maybe I should try a more aggressive stance. Is that a whole pig? Why are you having a whole pig for dinner? There are many bits of the pig that you shouldn't be eating, like the feet, for example. Goodness. Okay. Weird, strange, never mind, you can't quite see this, but, okay, so there's like, behind my fatuous feet is like a rectangular room, representing the dining room, of course, and then there's something here. What's all this? Oh goodness, I'm gonna get my thing! If he comes after me, I'll zap him, so I will! I'm unsure what happened, but I think I might be able to zap him if I catch him in this room. I think he's right, yeah, he's right there at the moment. Yes. Just stay there for another minute, mate. Maybe, possibly. Did that drive me? I don't know, it's so dark, I can't see anything, for crying out loud. Where's this? Oh, it's a map piece. I thought it was a piece of paper. Well, maps are paper, but that isn't the point. It doesn't see... okay, it's revealed this room, but I don't think it's revealed anything else. And there's a blockage here, and a phone as well. Oh, good. Perhaps I need to get him to stand right under it, and then stun him with this. Perhaps that would work. Okay, we're going to try to get him to stand just underneath this thing. What was the button to activate this thing again? I'm hoping it was click. There we go. That did not work. Nope. That didn't work. Not at all. Okay, let's see if I can get him to stand under it this time. Sort of, ooh! Okay, I managed to hurt myself quite badly. Oh. Ring the helpline, because I am very confused. Elizabeth, are you there? Actually, ring a hospital might be a better idea. I've just zapped myself.
I thought you...
Almost, but not quite.
What was that?
I don't know. The other musicians, you asked them to compose parts of the pieces. Yes.
It doesn't matter. We were all too late. All that matters now are my father's cylinders. We need them to... Wait! There's someone here.
Well, it can't be your uncle, because your uncle's standing over my shoulder. At least he was 30 seconds ago, and he was making noise, and now he isn't, so I'm sure everything's gonna go tremendously.
Somebody is trying to talk to us. I must go. No! Stop! Let go of me! Let me go! Get off!
That was an authentic piece of... Oh no, you are still there. That was not a very authentic piece of voice acting. I very much approved of that. Right, you sit there and have a nice little snooze, mate, while I run the hell away from you. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, goodness. Okay, okay, we don't... Oh yeah, we need to go back to this room in order to use this bird key. Let me see what's in here. Well, this is locked. I need some sort of skull and cross swords in order to get through here. So there's another collectible. Is he standing up and moving on? No, he's still standing over there. So why can I hear his footsteps? I guess he's after me. Perhaps... Oh, goodness, no. Perhaps it's somebody else who's after me. Goodness only knows. I see. It's General Minions. Not Special Boss Man. He's called in reinforcements. That's a reasonable plan to employ. However, it's going to slightly screw me because I need to run away from the big man, but also stay nice and quiet from the little man. Okay, let's just relax. Let's just relax, because everything, apart from most things, are going to be fine. Let's go back into this child's bedroom, and we'll go through the vent, and that should allow us to avoid the scary uncle. Yes, there are connotations here that none of us want to speak about, but speak about them it seems we must. I want to run so much, but I can't. Can I lock the door behind me? That seems sensible. Oh, not this again! Yeah, he's up and about. Right, let me zap the hell out of you for a few minutes. Oh, a cylinder. Whoop-de-doodle. This is good. The fact that I'm still being chased is less good. Oh, I think I locked the door behind me. I'm not wholly sure how I managed that, but I'm grateful that I did. Thomas is a quick thinker. Okay. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna sit here in this corner and cry for a little while. Oh my giddy aunt. Okay. I would have liked to go back down to the second floor and see what I could find there with the use of this key, but that will have to wait for the time being, as I think we're going to head up to the attic, which is probably the more sensible thing that we should do, and we shouldn't stand around reading letters, because Elizabeth's in a little bit of a pickle. My father has discovered my plans to counter his song, and I have made steps to ensure that I can stop him, but he's planning to unleash it tonight at the rehearsal of the Grand Harmonium with the staff in attendance. I fear I am too late. Excuse me. I must try myself to stop him. I agreed to sing for my father in an attempt to stop his vile plan. Something went terribly wrong. I tried to sing what I could of the counter song, the version I had created, but it wasn't ready. I should have waited for Thomas and the others, but time was short. I fear I have made things worse. The look on my father's face when he knew what I was attempting frightened me. I have never seen him like that before. The song, sung with the melody of the cylinders, sent everyone mad. It was not the desired effect I had planned for. The staff began screaming and attacking one another. Father began to bleed from the ears and became unhinged, scribbling on the stairs in his own blood. Well, you say, Elizabeth, that you haven't succeeded, but frankly, you've kept this beast in check. in that at least it's now not going to go off and affect the rest of the world. One cross man with one fish. All right. I presume that holds some significance for a puzzle at some stage. I do wish that man and his noisy trotters would stop barging about so much like a herd of elephants. 3, a bird and a bodice. Indeed, alright. What other random animals and numbers have we got? So there's a bird cage, a dog, a fish, a bird, and a stag. Interesting, this must be a sequence I need to put together. Alright, what does this say? This is number 2, which is a dog. Alright, let me grab a piece of paper and a pen and see if I can write down what we've got here. So the dog is number 2. I'm going to operate under the assumption that I'm safe for the time being, given that the door was locked, so I don't think there's much point in faffing around trying to hide. The bird is number 4. The fish was number 1, I believe. And then the 3 was... What was the 3 again? I don't think it was the stag. I don't feel we've seen the stag. Oh no, we've already seen a bird. Was there a falcon as well as a bird? Yes, there is. Okay, so that's the falcon rather than the bird. So that's the falcon, which is number 3. Did I hear a faint sound of like a woman moaning in pain, or did I not? Yes, and then here is the stag, which is number 5. Glad to see that the older grandfather. Well, I don't know why I'm writing that down. I could do a trial and error at that point. Or process of elimination is what I meant to say. Glad to see that Isaac was such a friendly soul when it came to animals. Right. Fish sound, yes. Followed by dog sound. Followed by falcon sound. Followed by bird sound. Followed by stag sound. Ha! Excellent. Good. I'm glad we figured that much out. That one was thankfully less complicated than the others. Can I shut this? No, of course not. What does this say? Don't look at me, monster. Is that referencing Elizabeth's guilt, as we were reading about on the in her diary? I have locked myself in the attic and barricaded the door. The grand harmonium does not seem to have afflicted me as the others. This all began with that creature sequestered beneath Sker Point. It has to be free. Prevent it from harming anyone else. I must ensure I can get to the cavern safely without what were my father and his men from finding me. They are not sane men anymore. No, I don't think any sane man would make such an infernal racket. What does this do? Is this perhaps... What does that say? I am not in control. The song is too strong. Hear a bed bouncing. I'll get to you in a minute, madam. Is this perhaps how she was speaking through the phones? Perhaps this allows her to call certain phones. But then what are the lights for? I do not know. I cannot understand that. Right then. Let us beard the lion in its den. Was that Elizabeth's head? That uncouth gentleman stole my hat, and then he chucked me out a window. I cannot decide which of these is a greater violation of gentleman's etiquette, but never mind. Alright, I presume that we can work our way back up there, because it looked like there was one of those music dolls. Oh goodness, it's all broken. I doubt I'm going to be able to mend that. No, I can't even look at it. Alright, oh, hello, sir. Right, how did I end up here? Oh, I must have fallen down this chute. Goodness, like a bit of dirty laundry. Never mind. Yes, it seemed as if there was one of those little collectible dolls there, which perhaps suggests we'd be able to return there later and collect it. More bones. Tremendous. Let's have a read. Diary entry number 3. I took a chance leaving the safety of the attic today. I have discovered my father has begun doing unspeakable things, burning men's faces with no reason for it. I hear Uncle beneath the floorboards, wandering the halls, searching for me. He has become a mindless giant. They have both sunk deeper into madness, wearing their horrid ritual masks. It frightens me. Some guests have arrived early for the grand reopening. I tried to warn them, but my father and uncle forced the madness upon them. These poor people are now just as monstrous as my family. It's all too horrible to describe. Ah, goodness. Well, they say being early is a virtue. But in this case, I think it was a horrible mistake. Right. Here is a very bony person who frankly looks like they ought to be hanging in a biology classroom, but never mind. Let's stop looking at all of these horrific little devices here, like these bone saws and these scalpels and these pliers and these, I don't even know what these are, just truncheons for bonking people with. And let's stop thinking about all the pain they would inflict and have a listen to this instead.
It is done. I have managed to make phonograph copies of 3 of my father's 4 cylinders. 3 parts of the Siren Song. The 4th, I've come to realise, is the very same tune as the musical locket that you always wore, Mother. The very one which I was so fascinated with as a child. Even as an infant, were you grooming me to take your place as my father now commands? Whatever the truth of your misdeeds, Mother, I want you to know that I've arranged for these fragments of the Siren Song to be dispatched to 4 composers. Your locket to go to my dearest Thomas. With his help and theirs, we shall come up with a means to counter the power of the song my father so desperately seeks to control.
I see. That explains the locket that we began the game with, and as I remember correctly, is still here. Yes, indeed, and I can look at it with my face and eyes and see a scary person inside. Excellent! Absolutely topping. Right then, where am I? Oh, I'm back in the basement! Of course. Escape the hotel! Exclamation mark. Interesting. You know what I find most interesting? And no, it isn't the severed mitten. No, the thing which I find most interesting is that the cylinders almost... I really, really should not have eaten before doing this. That was a really stupid plan. The cylinders almost seem optional. I'm beginning to wonder if this game perhaps has 2 endings. One where you can gather up the cylinders and attempt some sort of counter using the projector that we found in one of the rooms in order to place the cylinders in the right locations. This is all a bit scary. Don't know what I expected from a horror game, but never mind. Yes, and then perhaps another one where you can just escape. Curious. I wonder if that might be what is being planned, or it might not. I presume what's more likely is that we're going to attempt to escape, fail to escape, and then for the sake of trying to rescue Elizabeth, who presumably has now been captured, we're going to have to go through with the plan of sorry, that threw me off for a second. The plan of using the cylinders. In Greek mythology, a siren is a creature half bird, half woman, who lured sailors to destruction by the sweetness of her song. Sirens are not the same as mermaids, but have been mistaken as the same throughout the ages, including by the Muppet, who is currently reading this document. It is believed that in medieval times, sirens stopped being depicted as bird-like to fish-like creatures due to the confusion the confused misinterpretation by writers and artists. This has led over the centuries to the true visual image of the siren evolving and being widely depicted as a mermaid, which in Greek legend is not the case. Sirens were actually first documented in Homer's Odyssey in the 8th century BC, and later writers specify that sirens possess wings, or that they have the heads of beautiful women and the bodies of birds. Oh, interesting. That's very interesting as just a point of mythology, because I was under the impression that siren was just a different name for a mermaid. So, oh great! I love these little Arkham Asylum cells that we're wandering through at the moment. Does that mean that mermaids were not capable of producing a song which would lure sailors to their death, or did they have the same ability but they had a different biology? I'll have that if you don't mind. Medusa, yes indeed. She was another mythological Greekness. Excuse me, I took my head off with that. So many bodices everywhere. Why do you need this many mannequins? What was I talking about? Yeah, well, is that then a confusion, and mermaids actually didn't have the ability? They were just being confused with sirens? I might leave. or were they both able to do that? They just had different anatomy. I don't know. Without speaking to an expert on mythology, I'm not entirely sure how to answer that question. Oh gosh, don't come in here. Don't come in here, you great gooseosaurus. Kitty yarns. To hide over here and hope that he doesn't wander straight into me, which of course he's about to do. Not entirely sure how I survived that, but I'll shut the door in order to lock him in there. Brilliant. Now, where the hell am I going? I don't know, but I could go through this door, perhaps, because there's a harp there. Unless I'm highly mistaken, I have a harp key. Right then. So let me see if I can get to that locked door. I'm going to remain... I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to remain crouched in the hope that that's going to reduce the amount of sound that... This was a stupid place to go. Please don't be walking in this direction. As of yet, you don't seem to have picked which direction you'd like to go. Everything's going marvellously. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely not on the brink of death. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, I've gone the wrong way. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Yes. I would like to go back up to the second floor and... Oh no, I was looking at the wrong door, sorry. Sorry, I was just surprised why that one didn't prompt the key. Yes, here indeed. Yes, I am quite curious to go back up to the second floor and use the this key in order to access that other room, now that we've actually found half of these without even realising. Goodness, look at the design on that. I like that. I like the deathly look in the eyes and the I don't know, the teardrops presumably dripping down. I was going to say the mascara, but then again I don't think that had been invented in Greek times. A lot of inventions can be traced back to the Greeks, but I don't think mascara is one of them. But perhaps I'm wrong. What's that? Like a little flute up there or something. That looks interesting. All right, what do we have here? We have a little map. Bump into furniture 250 times. I'm glad to see I'm such a graceful goon. Isaac's blueprint notes. Separating it into 4 has made it safer to experiment with, as the full effects of the song can only take place if they are all played in sequence. But how to mitigate and control that effect when they are combined? Like a melody in a dream, I almost have it. Cerberus, the Hound of Hound of Hades, if I could even speak properly, Hades being the Greek name for hell, if I remember correctly. Medusa, the Siren, and the Hero. So, which ones have I got so far? I know I've Medusa, and the Siren is the other one. Yes, indeed, we can see the feathered wings! I might be being slightly bapped at the moment. Right. Could the entirety of the world calm down for 2 shakes of the lamb's tail? Right. Everything's gone disastrously wrong, but let's pretend like it hasn't. Okay. Oh, I didn't realise I could cycle through these. I do wish I could, like, move around somehow, like centre the map in different places. Okay, there's an elevator here that might come in handy for me, or there's this door here, which I feel like leads me back out into the gardens. Yes, the gardens here. Perhaps going back there would be wise, but I don't know how to... I don't know how to access that, but perhaps I should go back and have a look at it. Because I remember that there was a trifecta of pulleys that could be pulled in order to move a dial which could point north, west, and east. What I don't recall, however, is seeing any kind of solution to that. Yes, and that confirms that we are indeed missing one of the pieces of paper. Alright, I could go back and get that, but I feel like it would be wiser to go and have a look at the room in the 2nd floor, which required the key, the bird key that we got from the uncle. I feel that might be wise. And we'll ignore the sounds of all the fire. Yes, it might be wise to go there first. I feel like that might contain some clues and information, and that will definitely all be new stuff, rather than just retracing my prior steps, but never mind. Well, we shan't be travelling to hell and travelling anywhere to this little... We shan't be travelling anywhere in this little escalator of hell, is what I was trying to say and failed miserably, and completely screwed up the already terrible joke into something which was somehow even worse, which frankly is an achievement that even I didn't think I could achieve, and to make one of my jokes even worse than they already were upon birth. My giddy aunt, I generally do amaze myself with how much I can actually get out of my face in one breath sometimes. Alright. It looks like we're going to have to go back through the gardens, which is going to give me another opportunity to take a look at that siren cage puzzle. Though what the solution is to it, goodness only knows. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh my giddy aunt. I'm going to hope he's not going to come this way, but he probably is, because he's probably going to be a massive pain in my bottom. Thank you. Interestingly, his braces are buttoned on the outside, which is curious because I was under the impression that the buttons for braces went on the inside of the waist. But apparently I stand corrected. I didn't know that this was the fashion of the fiends. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Of course I am, because I'm a derp. Giddy aunt. Hello. Don't mind me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going for a little walk. Giddy aunt. Will this even lead me anywhere? I thought this was a dead end on the map, which kind of begs the question why I'm bothering to come here. Oh, there's that at least, which is nice. Alright. Yes, I'm going to have to go through this door, I reckon, and then sort of go along here, and then through the vents, and then through there. So I need to head back through these rooms, and then go out there, I reckon. Alright, give me a moment. My voice is a tad hoarse, so I'm just going to get us out of the basement, and then we'll carry on. I think I ran out of breath then, which was an interesting sensation. Okay. What are we playing? Vanish? For goodness sake. Right. Never mind all that rubbish. I reckon we are very nearly out of here. So we just need to make our way through this room, and this time I actually know to watch for the dust particles. I've realised that being a bit more preemptive with these guys is quite useful. Oh my giddy aunt. Yes, when you see them and you want to go anywhere near them, just hold your breath preemptively. and hold it as long as you can to reduce the likelihood of them spotting you. Would seem to be sensible and wise. Not again! Would you stop trying to bonk me with your stick, sir? Goodness sake. Okay, right. So that at least means we're not going to have to trek all the way through the gardens, but it does mean that we're perhaps not going to get an opportunity to have another go at the Siren's cage. I appear to have goofed up big. Please don't kiss me. Like, torture me and kill me, but don't kiss me. How serendipitous! Serendipitous pup! Get the hell out of here. Doesn't sound like the dog is doing tremendously well, but then again, neither am I. Alright, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as is physically possible. Oh, stop coughing, man, for goodness sake. Okay, right. I appreciate you're on the brink of death, but this isn't the time to be having a sneezing fit. Okay, relax. Difficult to do that when there's bodies everywhere, Phil. Okay, let's just try to gather ourselves. Oh, we've got no map of this place. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so presumably that was the same ritual location that we saw when we were in the forest. So, let's have a listen to this and let me press the wrong button again because that isn't becoming a catchphrase. Let's listen. Well, I'm glad me playing this game has induced somebody to laugh, because goodness knows I haven't succeeded at doing that for the audience. Again, probably shouldn't have activated this noisy thing. Okay, there's somebody over there, but I'm not seeing the old cane-twirling, hat-wearing maniac in charge of this little demonstration of... The hell was that? Did I step on a tripwire or something? Did I activate some sort of a noise? Did I knock something over with my big bottom? I do sincerely apologize. I didn't mean to be swinging that thing around quite so vigorously. I'll endeavour not to do that again. Yes, look, there's little tripwires everywhere. And there's no way I can get out of here without him seeing me or hearing me. Oh, this is a dead end. Oh, of course this is an infernal dead end. Okay, I assume he's going to come and investigate the noise, although it would seem that my assumption has made an ass of me. Yes, indeed. Because, indeed, he is not coming in this direction. I can't open that box, can I? No, I thought it was a map piece box, but it's not. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, I think he's spotted me. Should we try this again? I don't have my stunning device, so I'm just going to have to try and do this. Do this with nothing but my own sneakiness. This has not gone sneakingly well. Oh, go away, man. Is he going to be able to hear me here? I'm going to hope not. Okay, good. Because the trouble with holding your breath is, of course, you can't do it forever. So, it's not easy to hold your breath while you're hiding in a corner and waiting for someone to pass by. It's much easier when you're passing them by, because then you've got a much clearer idea of when you're going to be able to breathe again. Okay, right. Giddy aunt. the stupid dust in the air from all the fires. Kitty yacht. Kitty yacht. That's a great big burning crucifix, isn't it? Ain't that just delightful? Okay, I could be wrong, but that looks like an escape path. If I had to smack somebody for their geographic choices, it wouldn't be you, because you went a convenient direction, so I'll forgive you. You can... Oh, bollocks, not again. How about I just scarp her? Good afternoon. Gentlemen, ladies, and oh goodness. Oh, my giddy heart, this is awful. I don't like this. There's body bits everywhere. Oh dear, Thomas, you need a good bath. Hygiene's important in this century, because I don't think they've invented penicillin by this point. Why is everybody in this place naked? Crying out loud, what am I playing? Agony? Okay, let's just get the hell out of here before anything else horrific happens. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. Perhaps, just perhaps, we can get back to the ground floor of the hotel, and we can try and use that bird key on the second floor. And by second floor, I mean first floor. My apologies. I'm letting my American 8th slip through. Well, now where the blazes am I? Oh, I'm here, apparently. Wherever the hell here is. What is this thing? It looks like some sort of indoor greenhouse, which seems a little silly of an invention. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, there seems to be various cables and various electrical things cabled up to this central device. Perhaps if I can activate all of it, I can do something. I see more speakers. Yes. And look, some sort of control room, I think. That looks like a button. Yes. Oh, look, it's another little crucifix. It almost seems like a model. It's almost like a model of the area we've just escaped from. Fascinating. Macabre and terrifying, but fascinating nonetheless. Perhaps I need to reactivate the electricity to this room so that I can get all of this stuff working. Or, perhaps it would be better still if I didn't do any of that, because it's probably designed for for some sort of evil purpose. I've also realised there's no little steps going up onto this stage, so there's no way I can actually access it, in that I can't jump. But what about this button? What does this do? Nothing. Alright, so whatever this is linked up to obviously isn't working yet. There's more work that needs doing before that button's function will be identified. I thought seeing that creature in the flesh did not affect me, but now I fear I am following the same path as my mother. The song sent her mad. I feel as if I am losing control of my thoughts and will no longer be in control of my own mind. My hopes to stop this dreaded curse now lie with Thomas. I pray he can create what I have asked of him. Well, I've done my best, but my writing skills have never exactly been labelled as incredible, so you will forgive me if I probably screw everything up 1,000 times over. Okay, I don't have my skull and crossbones key, which begs the question where the hell I'm going to go. I can go through here and save. Yes, but then where am I going to go? Otherwise, I'm just locked in here. Let's have a listen to this, see if this helps.
I feel that it is impossible. That it cannot be done. At least not in time. I sit here. Sit at these keys day after day, night after night, trying to compose some form of counterpoint, some form of countersong to the honeyed lament of that creature. And for what? Am I foolish to hope that this might work? That I can stop my father? One misstep, one false note on my part would be catastrophic. What such a mistake might unlock could be far worse than the siren's enchantments. But what choice do I have? I cannot turn my back on others, or allow him to succeed. Without some We'll be lost. We'll be lost.
May I ask why there's so many birds in this room? But never mind.
We'll be lost.
Oh, where is it? Oh, we can't see it because they've torn that part of the photograph out. That's a shame. This looks familiar. Ah, yes. Okay, I think I have heard of this story once before, although I thought, again, that this was mermaids, but as we've said before, mermaids and sirens are getting muddled today. Yes, yes, there was like a Greek ship, and they would sail out into the sea, and normally the sailors would have to cover their ears in order to protect themselves from the song, but then there was some fellow chap, presumably this one here, who wanted to be tied to the mast so that he could listen without being lured in. Interesting. I'm still not convinced I understand what I do next.
Thomas, can you hear? You must stay still when Father's not playing. Thomas, I told you, only move when he's playing.
Okay, it's like musical chairs. Sort of. Okay, well this explains what we're supposed to do next. But goodness. Ow! You beast! It's a beautiful piece, but still, it's a little spooky if you don't mind me saying so, mate. Okay, it says... Okay, it says I can't use this one. Is that because there's a certain sequence that I must follow? Or is that because he's not playing? I think there's a sequence. Goodness, my blasted head. I get so much glass cracked over my skull. No, not this one either. The music stops. Stay still. A strange way of doing a boss fight, but I shan't complain. Well, I shall, because that's 90% of how I define commentary, but that isn't the point. What the hell do I do? None of these seem to function. Perhaps I need to go back into the main room and press the button? That would make some semblance of sense, as that would... I was going to say stretch this out, but that sounds as if it has negative connotations that I don't mean to imply. Ow! Yeah, perhaps I need to go back and press the button, otherwise this would be a little too easy. Oh! I was only trying to get away from the miasma. Oh. Well, that didn't go swimmingly. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Should we try that again? And this time I'll have a slightly better inclination of what it is that I'm doing. Kitty on. Sorry, it seems like every time he finishes playing, he releases another load of miasma, which is a massive pain in my bottom. Okay, let me see if I can activate any others, or whether it is just that one that I can use. Yes, I can use that one, okay. There must be some kind of sequence. Stay still, play a game of statues. This is like an audio version of the visual dynamic that goes on with Weeping Angels. I can deal with this. So what I should probably do is hold my breath as soon as I'm allowed to move again, because there's probably going to be a load of miasma chucked in my direction. I also find myself wondering if he wanders a little too close to me while I am staying. Also, does turning my head matter at all? Is that too much movement for this fellow? I don't wish to offend him. I've already been stabbed once by his walking aid. Remember what I said about holding your breath, Phil? No, you don't, because you're a moron. Yeah, I'm just wondering, when he goes wandering around, if he wanders too close to me, should I then hold my breath? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. Okay, he doesn't seem to chuck miasma around in the other room. He only seems to do it here, which is interesting. Oh, goodness. He's a little close for comfort. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for going back to your job instead of your part-time work of murdering me in the face repeatedly. Goodness, the intervals are getting shorter. I mean, I know that's kind of been an observation within music for a while. There was a time back in the mid-20th century when songs could be tremendously long, like as many as 7 or 8 minutes for a single piece. But now they tend to be a little shorter. But I don't quite think that they were that short that long ago. Oh, he can wander around in here. Isn't that interesting? I'm not going to turn my head, just in case. Okay, good. Okay, I think the last one is that one there. The thing is he mustn't finish... He mustn't finish playing while I'm standing in the miasma. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to hold my breath long enough for him to return to the piano seat. And I'm going to breathe in the miasma, and then I'm going to slightly die. So, oh, Gideon. So, you'll forgive me if I attempt not to screw this up by going a little bit slower. Yes, I'm going to try and sort of dart in between the two of them, as I imagine, between the two clouds. I imagine that will be the shortest possible distance for me. There we are, and now whenever he stops, I'll be safe. He says, even though he bollocks it up again. I ain't doing nothing. You can't rearrange my guts with your cylindrical rod, my friend, because I ain't doing nothing. Okay, good. Let's get in there. Let's get in there in a minute. No, I'm not unobservant to the fact that we're dealing with an enemy who dresses similarly to the way I do from time to time. Oh no. Oh wait, hang on. What? Oh, this! Oh, phew, I thought I needed the, I thought I needed the cylinders. But no, seemingly not.
Thomas, my love, come to me. I'm waiting for you by the grand harmonium.
That's nice. Is there someone slumped over at the piano? Look, there's the hat. Aw, he got all tuckered out and had a little sleep. Isn't that just positively chipper? The answer to that is no. It's scary. Presumably, yes, I was going to say, presumably she dropped the key somewhere in order to let me through there, otherwise I'm going to be stuck in here just as I was before. I'll have that if you dinna mind. Okay, let's save and leave it there for this week, I reckon, given that we're probably around about an hour now, once I account for this 1 or 2 jump cuts. So, that was a nice moment to end on, wasn't it? Goodness, this game is getting quite exciting and intense, and presumably we're not that far away from the end, judging by the fact that we got an achievement saying that this was the last of the gramophone recordings. Although, saying that, we can continue to explore around and do other things in the hotel, it just means that we've explored most of the environments, presumably. So, now that we have the crown key, I think it was called. Yes, this one with the emblem on it. Now that we've got this key and this key, we should be able to explore the last couple of locked areas within the first and second floors, which might give us access to the last 2 of these, and potentially also this last piece of paper. All of which I assume are going to be necessary for the successful completion of our task. I do wish I could successfully complete this bout of hiccups, so that at least then it would be over. But no such luck. Right then, that was quite intense and I rather enjoyed it. That was nicely done as a little boss fight, making use of the sound mechanics and waiting and then moving at the right moment, which is what audio and stealth are all about. So I like that. A lot of games like this. Reminds me of an indie horror game we played a very long time ago on the channel, which involved a mansion where you had like a model in the main hallway of the mansion where you moved the different rooms about to connect them together in different patterns in order to allow you to access different rooms. Can't remember the name of that game, but that game was also impressive, but then let down by its boss fight a bit. So I'm glad to see that this one is not falling into the same trap. It's a very conveniently placed piece of rope. Right then, so thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying this game. I am very much enjoying it. The bizarre designs of the enemies and the lovely designs of the environment, along with the nice story and spooky-liciousness, are all going down tremendously well with me. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.